All right, the Georgia Bulldogs have crushed Charleston Southern. Right now it is 63 to 30. I'm sorry, Florida State. Florida State, this is the Orange Bowl. Georgia is currently beating Florida State by 60 points. The game's still going on. I've got work to do, okay? I had to come out here. I got to make this video. Got to be on top of it, okay? I'm opting in. Florida State opted out. I don't care how many players, whether they're injured or hit the transfer portal, it doesn't matter. You lose by almost 60, could be 60, could be more by the time the game ends. Embarrassing effort by Florida State, but Georgia came to prove something to the entire country today in the Orange Bowl. They came to play, they came ready, and they just throttled them. This was worse than the Georgia TCU game last year. Georgia came ready to play. They scored a touchdown on 9 consecutive drives. They scored 35 points in the second quarter alone. Just you couldn't imagine this. I know a lot of people thought that Georgia would blow Florida State out. I thought Georgia would blow Florida State out. I did not expect them to win by 60 points. And I understand that the Florida State fans might chime in, oh, this guy was out, they didn't care. No, they didn't care, and they should have. This is an embarrassing moment for Florida State. Georgia gave them a black eye tonight that's going to last until September. They ran all through Florida State in this game. They had over 300 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. Carson Beck threw 2 touchdowns. Gunnar Stockton threw 2 touchdowns. Defensively, special teams, and on offense, Georgia was absolutely clicking. They came to play. And these players played for their teammates, their program. They played for their pride. They came out and played to the Georgia standard. Georgia has a standard that they play to. Florida State does not. They quit on their team. Those players that did not play in this game quit on their team, quit on their teammates, and left their teammates hanging out to dry. They left them a disaster, and it was a disaster for them tonight. Georgia made a statement. This game was over 2.5 hours ago, but Georgia gave the College Football Committee the middle finger tonight as they continued to roll drive after drive, touchdown. This was as big of a blowout as you could have imagined on a national stage. People still watch this game. Now, they're not watching right now because Georgia they might win by 100 at this rate. This is early in the fourth quarter, and it's 63 to 3, I think. This is crazy. This is crazy. And I know Georgia fans are, disappointed. They're not going to win the national title, but they're going to end this season strong, 13-1, and they're going to leave a lasting impression on college football. This is a top 4 team in the country. They are clearly one of the best 4 teams in the country. They beat Washington tonight. They would probably beat Texas. They would probably beat Michigan tonight. They slipped up against Alabama, and you can't do that. That was their playoff game, and they didn't win, and so they're not going to be champions this year. But I tell you what, this program's not going anywhere. This train is rolling because they play to that standard, because they play for their teammates, because they play for their coaches, their school. They play with pride, and Florida State didn't. They did not care whatsoever about this game, and they should get embarrassed. And we talked earlier this week, Georgia has a chance to embarrass Florida State without Brock Bowers, without Amari Smith, without Small Monday. It's not like this was a fully loaded 100% Georgia team. Georgia took Florida State's head and they rubbed it into the South Florida sand. That's what they did. And they did it without their best player. And their first round draft pick at right tackle, Amari Smith, who's going to be a first rounder. Again, you can hear the announcer in the stadium keep going because who knows, Georgia may have scored another touchdown right now. But, I made a joke to start the game. This felt like Vanderbilt or Charleston Southern or Arkansas State. It was that bad. When you score 9 consecutive touchdowns, it could be 10 for all I know. I mean, the game's still going on. But this was as brutal as it gets for Florida State. This is a bad loss on the program. I know that they're going to cry about this for a long, long time, how they didn't get in the playoff. They deserve to. And 100% Florida State gives Georgia a game. I mean, they did have their quarterback not play. Their 2 best wide receivers, their 2 tackles, their running back, their tight end. I could go on and on. I get all that. But the scoreboard is the scoreboard, and that's going to last forever. And context, that matters. It's not like this was 100% Florida State team that got throttled and drugged back to Tallahassee. No, they had a lot of injuries and opt-outs, but it's a bad look on the program that they have so many players opt out of this game. This is the Orange Bowl. Florida State is not above the Orange Bowl. And Georgia could have said, we're two-time national champions. We're better than this. This is beneath us. But Javon Bullard came back. Amari Lassiter came back in this game. Ladd McConkey played in this game. A lot of guys, and they showed it on the field. We're going to embarrass you. You're going to come to the Orange Bowl against us, and you're not going to bring your A game? You're just going to quit? Okay, we're going to embarrass you, and we're going to score 9 straight touchdowns, and we're going to pick off passes, and we're going to crush you on special teams. That's just what they're doing. Roger Robinson was right. Kendall Milton bowling over guys. Kendall Milton peaked these last, into the end of the season. He didn't, wasn't running through Bama, but Kendall Milton played like an animal tonight. Dejan Edwards had 2 touchdowns. Dylan Bell is one of the best wide receivers in college football, and he made a statement tonight. He's a certified baller. He's a dude. Carson Beck was fine. He didn't throw all over him, but they didn't need to. Oscar Delp had a couple nice passes. Pierce Spurlin, a tight end that Georgia fans will know more about next year. He had a nice big play. Ladd McConkey's touchdown was wild. It looked like he was trying to throw the ball after getting it for Carson Beck, and he just zigzagged his way into the end zone. This felt like Georgia was playing the NCAA video game on easy, and they put all their rankings up to 99 and took Florida State's players, took them all down to 0. I was good at that game, and I don't know if I would have beat a team the way Georgia's beating Florida State tonight. Again, as good as this is for Georgia and this program, the statement they made, this is an equally embarrassing loss for Florida State, and they deserve all the heat that they're going to get from everyone. If you want to laugh at Florida State, go for it. They asked for it. You can't come into a game like this against a program like Georgia and just not show up. They didn't show up. Georgia had a turnover on downs, their first offensive possession, and touchdown, 9 in a row. You don't see that very often. Thought the phone was going to fall over on me. I'm outside, and this is, again, I'm still wrapping my mind around this. 63-3. What's the score?
63-3.
63-3.
Dogs.
We got happy Georgia fans out there, and they should be. It was a great season. Little disappointing. Again, they didn't win the national title, but this program's not going anywhere. This train is going to keep rolling, and they might keep rolling tonight. There's still plenty of game to play. I wrote my story an hour ago. This game was over in the second quarter. It's third down, as you can hear. I don't know who has the ball. It doesn't matter. This game's been over since like 5 o'clock. I've been snacking. I've been eating all my snacks in the press box, writing up my stories. Stress-free, drama-free, the blowout that everyone expected. And, now it's on to 2024, and Georgia's going to be really good next year. They're going to be really good next year, and these players, these seniors, Carson Beck included, they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder all season long, but it does mean a lot to have a massive, giant win like this over number 5 Florida State heading into the offseason. And again, from a college football perspective, Georgia gave the middle finger to the playoff committee, saying, hey, y'all really screwed up, because there are not a lot of teams who can beat us. Alabama's the only one. If you told me Georgia and Texas were playing tonight, I would pick Georgia to win. Against Washington, I do the same. Against Michigan, I do the same. They can beat you in so many different ways. Throwing the ball, running the ball, defense, special teams. This is a complete team, and this might be one of the best teams in college football history to not win the national championship. I really believe that. They stubbed their toe, and they did not execute against Alabama, and it cost them a championship, but I guarantee you, Alabama doesn't want to play this team again. They don't want to play this team next week. They wouldn't want to play them in the playoff. No one does. I bet Texas and Washington and Michigan are watching this game, if they're still watching this game, thinking, I'm glad we didn't have to play the Dogs, because this is a fully loaded team, but they're not fully loaded. Brock Bowers didn't play in this game. Amari Smith didn't play in this game. A lot of guys didn't play in this game. They had 15 transfers when guys entered the portal. I know Florida State had a lot, but let's not pretend that Georgia didn't have anyone transfer out. Now, they weren't starters, but Jamon Jubas-Johnson was, and other guys who played a little bit, Marvin Jones Jr., they still were. But at the end of the day, Georgia came to Miami or South Florida on a mission. And they said, we're going to play to our standard. We're going to play Georgia ball. And we're going to have guys opt in and care about this game and go out and play their best against a number 5 Florida State team. Kirby and the Dogs have a top 5 win again on their resume. And really, really bad look for Florida State. Big win for the Dogs. Right now it's 63-3 still. I don't know the final score, but we really appreciate all of y'all watching with us. We'll see you next year. Continue to enjoy the content. We've got a lot coming this offseason, but massive win for the Dogs today. Just throttling, embarrassing Florida State in the Orange Bowl. Thanks for watching, and hope to see y'all throughout the offseason and over on the website as well. Final score, I don't know. Right now it's 63-3, I think. We'll check back in with y'all again soon. Thanks for watching.